In mid-November 1966, in the small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, two young couples fled the local woods claiming they'd seen a terrifying creature. They recounted their story to the sheriff and reported that the entity looked human in most respects, except for its 10-foot wings and glowing red eyes. The local paper ran the story of the Mothman. Within a day or two, the whole town descended on the location where the creature was reported, toting guns and ready to hunt it down. They didn't find it, but they did spark a legend. I am Blue, and welcome to Racketcast. I'm here with my co-host, Dan. Say hello. And today, we're going to talk about cryptids, because they're cool. Now, a little known thing is that I actually went to school at one point in West Virginia, for the University of West Virginia, to study forensics. I didn't finish my degree there, but I did stay there for about a year. And I got a chance to visit Point Pleasant, which is where the legend of the Mothman begins. Currently, there is a plushie from Point Pleasant of the Mothman sitting on my desk right now. And I have a bunch of merchandise of local cryptids in the area of West Virginia. There's a ton of cryptids in West Virginia. Now, before we descend into all the cryptids, I just want to name some big ones that I don't feel like going too much into today, like the Loch Ness Monster. Everybody knows Nessie. And Bigfoot. Everybody knows Bigfoot. Every place of the cryptid got their own Bigfoot. Uh, you know, everybody knows Bigfoot. Those are all cryptids. Mothman, Nessie, Bigfoot, and as we're going to soon talk about, the Chupacabra, the Flatwoods Monster, the Grafton Monster, all that stuff. I got a whole puzzle with the West Virginia cryptids on it sitting up in my closet right now. Anyway, Mothman. Mothman is a legend across the United States and even beyond. And he looks adorable on my desk. Yeah, he is the Mothman. He's got his own creature in Fallout. He's got his own Magic the Gathering card from Fallout. He's got his own Yu-Gi-Oh card named Danger Mothman. They got so much Mothman stuff. He is a legend. Legend. Now, a lot of people believe that the appearance of Mothman was actually foreshadowing a horrible event yet to come because there was a bridge collapse over there. I got to see the collapsed, or the remains of where the bridge used to be. They didn't rebuild the bridge. They built one near it, though. They never recovered all the bodies from the incident. They recovered a few, but I don't think they ever believed they got most. I think it was 28 bodies that they recovered total. The bridge was packed bumper to bumper by the time that it collapsed. Um, but that's what happened. After the Mothman came, a bridge collapsed, and that's what they believe has been happening. And ever since that point, people have been pointing out a whole bunch of weird things that have been happening around Point Pleasant, like UFOs, a bunch of stuff like that. But one thing that I don't think people talk about enough is that it is just a beautiful town. They have a Domino's. That's all the requirements. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's amazing. It's so beautiful. That's incredible. I also have a whole bunch of things. Um, let's see. There's a nearby town has a huge flood wall around it because apparently there's like a big flood warning over there. Why did I say town near it? It is Point Pleasant. They have these giant walls surrounding it. Giant. I'm talking 8, 9 feet tall, taller. Um, where they can close up the gates and it's just sealed off from water in case there's a huge flood around the area. Because there was one a very long time ago. I don't know if there's any Mothman related stuff to that, but it is just a beautiful town. Um, they got a Mothman museum. I visited that. It was very cool. They got a Mothman statue. I visited that because it's right next to the museum. It was very cool. They got Mothman mini golf, which I would have done, but it was closed. But there was a cryptid mini golf in a town nearby, by where we were staying, and I did that. I did that. I picked up merchandise from that too. It was awesome. I also learned about funny little cryptids. Some more of them. There's a bunch of them. Um, but that's what I know about the Mothman. That's what I know about Point Pleasant. Some pretty cool stuff. Now, what do you think about cryptids? Oh my God, Hero Brian? Yeah, close enough. They died. Oh, with a lantern? Kind of, kind of reminded me of the Headless Horseman a bit, which is a cryptid. Oh my God. Mm, damn, that's very cool. Let me just find the short version of the Legend of the Headless Horseman. Hold on. There used to be we went to a camp once. I don't remember what it was, but there used to be a cryptid that one of our campsites had. I don't remember what it was 'cause as I said, it's been a long time. Um, was it the beaver, the bear, the 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 beaver bear bee thing? I don't know. It was some kind of funny name. No, I don't think so. Man, I can't remember. It was a Boy Scout camp thing. Very cool. Um, no, I don't think that was it. Uh, all right. Do Headless Host Stories, American Folklore. There you go. This is incredibly long, but I'll see how fast I can make this. The Headless Horseman. He's a cryptid. He's a American legend from Sleepy Hollow. We all know that much. Anyway, I'm gonna read this. Nicole. Wait, I have to. Do I have to credit the place if I read it, or should I just summarize? I don't feel like crediting things. Um, no. AmericanFolklore.net. Yay. Um, there was a Dutchman who left a tavern in Tarrytown. That's not the location. And started walking to his home in the hollow nearby. His path led to the old Sleepy Hollow cemetery where a headless Hessian soldier was buried. At midnight, the Dutchman. Is this Ichabod Crane? Are they just not saying his name? I'm pretty sure his name was Ichabod Crane. I have. Oh my god. I had a keychain with the whole legend on it. The whole thing. I mean, the entire legend, which I could have been reading, and I suddenly realized I left that keychain on my airsoft gun, which I gave to my brother, without taking it off. I'm gonna need to get that back. Anyway, blah blah blah. Dutchman was nervous about the graveyard. Rumors of the galloping ghosts that he had heard at the tavern. He stumbled along, humming to himself to keep up his courage. Suddenly his eye was caught by a light rising from the ground in the cemetery. He stopped, his heart pounding in fear. Before his startled eyes, a white mist burst forth from an unmarked grave and formed into a large horse carrying a headless rider. Dun dun dun. Yeah, anyway, he's a headless horseman. He's a horseman, but he has jack-o'-lantern on his head, or he carries it as a head, or something. Um, the funny thing is, originally I was gonna make today's episode a whole like improv thing, but I'm gonna save it for next time because I think it's a really funny idea. I think we'll make those like just a few podcast episodes. I'm gonna call them imps because they're improvised. We'll make it a thing every now and then. Anyway, because yeah, yeah, here. It's slobbering time. Okay, we're gonna move on. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. I was gonna tell you what the first one was gonna be, so you won't be caught completely off guard. Um, I was thinking we do an improvised episode of the podcast where we're doing a fake radio show for like an old town full of monsters and whatnot, and it's just all completely normalized, and we're just doing a radio broadcast. Could be fun. Broadcast from beyond the grave. That's the name of a song from Motionless in White. That's where I got the idea. It's actually BFBTG is what the name is, but it stands for Broadcast from Beyond the Grave. Anyway, we got other cryptids because this is a cryptid episode. Because we like talking about this stuff. Now I have a personal favorite cryptid. I mean the Mothman is cool, but there's this one really big, funky looking cryptid thing. His name is the Grafton Monster. Have you ever heard of the Grafton Monster? Yeah, nobody has. It's like it's a small adorable thing. I have a picture of myself next to this statue, which I'm going to send right now in the channel, which I forgot to clear out from last time. This specific statue in a mini golf, right? It's in a mini golf. Um, and I took a picture. That's the Grafton Monster. It's just this. For anyone who can't see it, a big um square-bodied white. It's like a white guy with no head. He's super super wide and giant hands and legs, and you got two red dots for eyes on his body. He looks so weird. I love him. 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 He looks like a friend. Oh my god! I have the entire legend right here. That's crazy from Google Images. Um, yeah, I'm not reading all that. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Nah, I'm just kidding. I got you. Uh, West Virginia. Robert Cockrell, 19, a reporter for the Grafton Sentinel, is heading home after a long day at work. It's a quiet Tuesday night as he travels along Riverside Drive, Route 119, near the Tuggart River. That's a funny name. Suddenly, I realize I need to open this larger because I can't read this. It's too small. Here we go. Suddenly, something catches his eye. There, on the right side of the road, stands a massive 7 to 9 foot tall, 4 foot wide bipedal behemoth. It's covered in a smooth, oily white skin and has no discernible head. I don't know why there's an exclamation point there. It's like talking like a legend, like a recasting, but whatever. Terrified, Cockrell races home and locks himself inside. However, his journalistic instincts soon override his fear, and he returns to the scene with two friends, Jerry Morris and Jim Mouser. These are some crazy names. While they uncover only some trampled grass, the men's investigation that night is plagued by a strange, low whistling sound that seems to follow them. The following day, Cockrell tells his editor about what he saw, but is dismissed. Regardless, word spreads as soon locals begin scouring the countryside for the Grafton Monster. I kind of just like him because he looks funny. I think the legend it doesn't stand up to a bunch of other things, but he does look funny. Yep. I am gonna absolutely hate building him in this jigsaw puzzle I got because in this jigsaw puzzle, he's just depicted as a white blob with two eyes and like arms off the side that are also white and have a very small outline, but he is practically one uniform color compared to every single other thing on the puzzle. Even Mothman has more lines. I don't know. Yeah, who is on this thing? We got the Snallygaster, the Veggie Man, Bigfoot, Sheep Squatch, Mothman, Snarly Yow, Grafton Monster, and the Flatwoods Monster. Now, the Flatwoods Monster is much more widely known than the Grafton Monster. Yeah, because nobody knows the Grafton Monster. No. Okay, let me pull up that one. The Flatwoods Monster, if you just take a look, if you just like Google him, these are some weird images. They probably have like a documentary about him or something. I believe it. They have a whole chair about him. Yep. I've actually never been to where he's originally from. Yeah, that one I haven't been to. Oh my god, there's plushies of him. Flatwoods Monster? Yeah, no, everybody thinks it's some kind of alien. It's got a spade head, is what everyone recalls. Oh wow, there's some really weird drawings. Well, he doesn't walk, he floats. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Flatwoods Monster, here we go. Oh, this is so much to read. Let me find a shorter version. Fallout Wiki. That's not what I'm looking for. I didn't realize he was also in that. Oh my god. If you search up the Flatwoods Monster, Google says people also search for Ken Takakura and Momo Ayase. It's just Antodan characters. Crazy. Anyway, cryptids. Am I right? Just a little. Yep. So, out of all these, do you got any favorites? You got any favorite cryptids? Pretty standard, run of the mill. Yeah. Ooh, right, right. Now, the Jersey Devil, I don't know if it's going to be worth talking about this time because it's not as interesting as a lot of the other ones. We can talk about the Wendigo and the Chupacabra. I feel like the Wendigo is really a more interesting one because out of all the cryptids, the Wendigo is one of the probably oldest legends in North American myth. Um, because it originally was a Native American legend. And boy howdy, did they know how to tell a scary story. The Legend of the Wendigo. There's a whole YouTuber based off of this. His name is Wendigoon. I refer to watching his videos as gooning, and I really shouldn't. Probably the worst way to refer to it. Anyway, when I binge his videos, that's what I call it. As I said, I shouldn't, but it's funny to me, and I think Isaiah is awesome. I love watching Wendigoon. As you can probably guess by the fact that I binge watch his videos. I'm going through his whole mother horse eyes thing right now. Double the ad revenue. Or is it sponsored? I think it was sponsored. I don't know. Probably AG1. Thanks, guys. Or Factor. Thank you, guys, for sponsoring Wendigoon. Or Ridge Wallet. No, but I don't think they sponsored this one. I feel like I would remember that. Anyway. No, not this time. The Wendigo is a mythical creature originating. Not yet. Originating from the folklore of Algonquin-speaking indigenous people of the Great Lakes region. I did not know that. Symbolizing insatiable greed, selfishness, and cannibalism. Yeah, I knew cannibalism was always tied to the Wendigo. It is often depicted as an emaciated, gaunt, giant human-like entity with sharp claws and an unnerving stench. In some traditions, a human can transform into a Wendigo after engaging in cannibalism or becoming consumed by greed, while in others, it is an evil spirit that possesses people. Um, and then it became Americanized because obviously America, we got to make everything our way. Now common depictions of it nowadays have it with a deer skull on its head. That was never part of the original thing, ever. Nope. With pale skin, very famished, emaciated, um, that wants to eat as much as possible. Yep. And then we gave it a deer skull because it was cool. Yep, cool. We made the horrible monster look cool. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Now, I don't know if we can go that far. Now, that's a pretty cool legend of the Wendigo. But now there's another cryptid that I'm a big fan of. That is not my favorite because I like the Grafton monster, but one I'm a fan of. And this one you can find countless games on, and I mean that very literally. Well, you can probably find a Mothman game somewhere, or plenty of Bigfoot games. Um, there might be a few Wendigo games too. There's one that the legend, the myth was so powerful that you can find it in many games, including on accident. You can find things that were inspired by it. And what I'm referencing is the Skinwalker. That is a cool cryptid from Navajo mythology. Originally, the legend says it was a powerful witch capable of shape-shifting into animals to cause harm. To become a skinwalker, one would perform a dark ritual involving murder to learn the dark magic to steal the powers of animals. They are feared for their abilities to curse people, influence minds, and cause illness, with their presence marked by eerie sounds, strange animal behavior, and sometimes glowing red eyes. The lore is deeply integrated into Navajo culture, serving as a serious concept, not just a scary story, and has been connected to phenomena at Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, though the cultural significance is sometimes overshadowed by its paranormal portrayal in popular media. What the hell is Skinwalker Ranch? Skinwalker Ranch is a property in Utah rumored to be the site of paranormal and UFO phenomena. Named after a malevolent figure in Navajo legend, the ranch, formerly Sherman Ranch, is privately owned by Brandon Fugel, who purchased it in 2016 from Robert Bigelow to study the reported strange occurrences. The phenomena are the subject of the History Channel's reality series, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. So it's not actually like Skinwalker there. Sad. Now, the reason why this all kind of interests me is because I want to go hunt one. I want to go kill one. Let's do it. Yeah. Anyway, uh, yeah, yeah. Now, we're gonna go kill a skinwalker. Today's episode. Today's episode of Racketcast. We kill the skinwalker. If we come back sounding funny, um, you're on your own. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Anyway, skinwalkers are cool because you'll see them in media. I don't know if that's where originally doppelgangers were inspired from, but I imagine it probably was. Yeah. I know that there was how many cryptids from West Virginia can I name off the top of my head? I know about the lilac bush, which is interesting. Probably I can't name that much more. I know there's plenty of ghosts. So many ghost cryptids for West Virginia. West Virginia is such a strange place. I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Um, and the people I mostly stayed in Morgantown when I was in college there. People were wonderful, 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 wonderful. But there are so many legends and like scary stories around there. It is wild. I've never heard so many. And I've been a Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout for a very long time now. I haven't heard anything like the numbers of stories I hear here. There's a whole book. Hold on. Uh which has the number of legends right on the front. Um Cryptid. Huh, what is it? The Telltale Lilac Bush is the name of the book by Ruth Ann Music, and it has a ton of cryptid stories in it. A ton. A ton, a ton, a ton. Like, it is ridiculous how many. Yeah, it's absurd. Anyway, um, they had a model of the lilac bush when I went to the cryptid mini golf. We love mini golf. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. There's a bunch of dog cryptids too. Um, I know that the SCP universe takes a ton of inspiration from cryptids. Sometimes it just takes things directly from it, like Bigfoot. Bigfoot's an SCP. It probably is a Mothman SCP. I would not be surprised, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Yeah. So skinwalkers are cool. The ability they can look like animals and act weird. There's always those like trail cam videos of um deer standing straight up or weird things like that. And out of all the cryptids, like the skinwalker is probably the most prevalent modernized modern cryptid, I'd have to say, because the sightings that people have, the reported sightings, are they have not decreased in number ever at any point. Um, and there's a very ridiculous high number of footage of animals acting very weird. Now, a lot of it could probably just be, explained away by rabies or some other thing making them act weird. But some of it is just uncanny. And because of videos like that, people think that maybe it's not just a legend. What do you think? Want to go fight one? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. For those of you who didn't get it, if you think he cut out, no, he didn't. He actually said some really intelligent stuff that I won't go over again because it would be it's not right for me to say. It's too smart, and I'm not smart enough to say it. Yep. Hmm. Anyway, I like to say the word anyway. I'm suddenly realizing this podcast. I've said it at least 7 times this episode. Yep. I'm gonna try to stop saying that. We're gonna see how it works. No! Capybara! Oh, the Popopoa. Yep. No, it's new to me. Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, here's another cryptid that I think everybody should know about. I'm about to send you a picture. Now, this is a cryptid. This is a surprisingly well-known cryptid. Um, yes, these guys are known as the Fresno Nightcrawlers. Now, the funny thing is, as I said that, Lily, who we'll probably do another episode with very soon, immediately messaged when I sent a picture of it. Them! They're my favorite! Yes, those are the Fresno Nightcrawlers. They look like people wearing white sheets. That's it. I love them. And there's a reason people love them. This creature is oh, hold on. What am I looking at? Description, origin. There we go. The first sighting of a Fresno Nightcrawler happened in Fresno, California, if you couldn't guess where they came from, by a name named Jose. Jose had a surveillance camera watching his front lawn and looked at the camera when he heard a dog barking. After being woken up by barking dogs, Jose observed the night crawlers on his front lawn through CCTV. He woke his brother up to rewatch the footage. Afterwards, his brother claimed to have seen small footprints outside, but the time investigators made it to the site, all the evidence was washed away. After the initial sighting, the original CCTV footage was lost. The only remaining footage is a grainy video recorded from a monitor. That's it. Um, it is believed that they're good omens. Yeah, people think they're very nice. Uh, Hold on. I don't know if I have anything here that says anything about that. Where we go? Wikipedia. This is probably fine. They got sources. Um, the Fresno Nightcrawler is an icon of Fresno and has spawned merchandise and fans around the world. Unlike many cryptids, which can be frightening, the Nightcrawler is super simple, uncomplicated, just a pair of pants out for a walk. That is what it says. Which may account for the popularity of the creature. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a walking pair of white pants. Anyway, I love them. 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 They're silly. They're silly little guys. Anyway, um, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, there's probably more cryptids and cryptid stuff to talk about, but none is coming to mind immediately. You got anything? All right, feel free to go on into it then. Let's dive into that. I think I just found a cryptid card game. I was looking up what I was going to talk about next, and I found Eerie Worlds wiki, and it looks like a card game. I'm saving that to look at later. Moving on. I think that's kind of cool and kind of neat, and it reminds me of stuff that I miss from my past. Games that are shut down and we will never see again. Um, Here we go. The Snarly Yow. Yowl? It just says Yow. The Snarly Wow has been roaming the mountains near Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, because everything is in West Virginia, possibly since the first Germans settled in the upper Potomac Valley in the early 1700s. Its evocative name is derived from Germanic words that describe a whale that emanates from a toothy mouth. Some who have encountered the dog-like beast claim to have shot it. A motorist near Boonesboro, Maryland, claims to have run over the monster, only see it standing and raging defiantly in his rearview mirror afterwards. Others allege to have seen it standing on its hind legs. Similar to the tales of old German settlers, a snarly yak is said to appear out of thin air, to change its size, to disappear instantly. According to the legends, the beast lurks among old main roads and towns, challenging travelers along the way. It being it be encountered most often in the area of the Blue Ridge and South Mountain, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. The snarly yow is like a dog with red eyes. Funny little guy. He's like made of mist. You can shoot him and the bullets go straight through, but you'll never find the bullets. Crazy little dog thing. Yep, little dog thing that is vengeful and wants to kill everyone, but whatever. Let's see. What other cryptids do I even know about that we didn't talk about? I think it's just Sheep Squatch, Veggie Man, and Snallygaster, probably. Do we even have time for all of those? Probably not. The Drop Bear. Dun dun dun. No. I have? Oh, I have then. SpongeBob? John? I'll take it. They're just gonna end up being kangaroos, aren't they? Koalas are a cryptid? How? If they're confirmed as being something that exists, how is that a cryptid? Oh. What? That's really funny. That is wild, dude. I don't know how else to say it. That's wild. They're just koalas. It's honestly like they're one of the stupidest animals ever. I know I might get hate for saying that, but they are. They can only eat eucalyptus leaves, right? That's it. That's all they can eat. Um, Eucalyptus trees are also famously known for catching fire very easily and often. They are literally eating like the most dangerous tree they could and nothing else. I don't I don't get these guys. But haha, I love that, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's great. Dang, those things are vicious, aren't they? Yeah, yeah. So someone's got to put a stop to this. To drop bears. Anyway, Oh no, I said it again. Oh man, I'm terrible at this. Um, yeah. Damn, I'm trying not to say it. Oh well. I think this might be where we have to end today's episode after the drop bear talk, sadly. I know, I know. It really is a shame. But we'll be here next week. I don't even think it was 2 weeks. I think it was one. Oh, dear Lord. Auditions? Hell yeah. And auditioning loves you too. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have to say that's a wrap. I said it again. I suck at this. Please don't. Okay. Right, right. Moving on. Better transition. Cryptids. They're cool. We agree. But now it's time to go kill skinwalkers. So we'll have to catch you all in the next episode if we haven't been replaced. Hopefully they're funny. Getting our priorities straight. Yeah, we gotta have standards. We gotta be better. Anyway, bye. Good night, everyone.